Hello, hello, and welcome to The Connecting Point. I am Dr. Marcy Thurman Simmons, your facilitator for this discussion table today. And today we are joined by a fabulous young lady. Her name is Zuzu Lewis. And I'm
Hi.
going to let Zuzu tell you more about who she is in a few moments. Now, Zuzu, I always have to tell everyone the connecting point here. Before we even get into the conversation, I'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Well, this
Okay.
young lady, there's several connecting points actually. One would
Yeah.
be one would be 80 West Dance Company in Douglasville, Georgia, where she was an avid dancer for many years. And of course, my daughter was also attending that dance company. So that's where I met her. Another place, of course, is New Manchester High School. Was in the fame department there, which we'll talk more about later. And of course, her mother, Miss Felicia Lewis, who is, that's my go-to for my smell good stuff.
Yeah.
Smell good. She's the reason I'm smelling good because that's where I go to get it. But anyway, Zuzu, can you introduce yourself? And I've told your name, but tell the audience here where you're from, where you grew up, where you're from. And I've already spilled the beans on your high school, so I already told that. And then tell your age for me, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Zuzu Lewis. I am 18 years old. Yes, I was a drama major and a dancer. I continue to study drama currently at New York University, where I am
New
currently
York.
located right now. Yes, and that's really it.
And listen, Zuzu, how did you get to New York University? Can you tell the audience? Because I was so proud when I found out. But can you tell the audience how you ended up in New York, honey?
Okay, so my senior year, of course, it's that detrimental time where you need to pick what school you're going to go to. And NYU has always been like one of my top schools, but like I know it's super, super hard to get into. So I was like, I just had to prepare. My audition was like February 24th. I will never forget that day. It was like February 24th. And then I didn't hear from them until all the way in May. So they were like the last school to let me know that I had been accepted. But like they were really the only school I was waiting on. But it was kind of stressful because like, it's around that time. May is around that time where you need to pick the school you're gonna go to. So I was like, yeah.
So, Zuzu, did did you already know what you wanted to major in?
Yes, I did. I did know what I wanted to major in. At first, like my first 2 years of high school, it was like it was still like, drama, dance. I didn't really know which one I wanted to do. But like as I still continued to dance through high school, like I still love dance, don't get me wrong. But like I just felt like because I'm so advanced, I need to work more on my acting than I needed to work on my dancing. So I was like, it just made sense for me to go the drama route. Plus, like in drama, it's like a mix. You can mix between dance and drama. So it's like, not too bad.
Well, I have to tell the audience because they don't know like I know. Zuzu is exceptional in dance, and then I had only known her in the dance arena up until I think was it last year? The You all did the Black History program.
Black history, yeah.
Yes, I went to that program and I sat there in awe. doing
Yeah.
monologues. And I mean, you were absolutely amazing. And
Thank you
so
so
I am
much.
just, I was so proud. I said, look at this. This is amazing. So you now, I would put you in the category of an integrationist because you know how to connect all these areas together. And I heard
Absolutely.
recently when I was talking to you, you also know how to cook.
Yes.
Where did you get that from?
I learned it from my mama because
Yes.
this Thanksgiving I didn't get to go home, so I was like, I guess like I can cook a little something in my dorm for me and my friends. And I was like, what do I know how to cook? And I was like, let me cook some collard greens.
Guess what? I bet you I can tell you how good they were if you use your mama's recipe.
Ooh, I know it. Oh, I miss collard greens.
And you know what? It's so funny. I've got to tell this. I went and picked up some collard greens from your mama the other day because she said she was going to be cooking collard greens for many people and delivering them. I said, well,
Yeah.
look, put me some up because she has this special recipe of frying them first. And
Yes.
when I tell you, they melt in your mouth. They
So
were,
good.
yes, they're so good. And Zuzu, you have one step ahead of most young ladies your age because most of them at 18, they don't know how to cook.
Mm-mm. They be cooking them ramen noodles, and that's when that
And
freshman 15 hits.
when you told me that, I got so tickled because I remember being in college and I had my own hot plate because I was a cooker. And people
Yeah.
would come to my room and get some of what I cooked. But hey, I came up in the South and my mother was a cook and both of my grandmothers. And so I got tired of dorm food. So I said, listen, I'm going
Yes.
to cook my own food. Now, Zuzu, can you tell where your origins are from so people will understand what how you're mixing cultures together as well with your cooking?
Okay, so I am a Nigerian and Gambian. So, it's already like, I don't know, it's cool being able to mix like my culture and introduce that to my friends as well. Like I've been doing that a lot since I've been in New York, and also like mixing it with my art. Been doing that too. So it's been really interesting.
Now,
Yeah.
Zuzu, let's get into the conversation more about what you do as a creator. Now,
Okay.
your
Uh,
first love, let me ask you this. I know you do dance. I know you're, trying your creativity in drama, but where does your love lie? Where is your passion?
okay. My passion is really, 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 I don't know. Oh,
Hard question, huh?
it's a hard question because something recently just happened. So it's like I don't know.
So, okay, well let's do this. What do you feel when you're doing something in your creativity that indicates to you it is something you're loving to do?
Like if it's something that I love to do, I always smile. Like if you see me with a smile from ear to ear, that I am in love with what I'm doing. And it's just so much joy that it brings out of me that makes other people want to watch too. So
Mhm.
it's like really, really cool.
The enthusiasm, I those children that I have been able to connect with the most as a teacher are those who give me that enthusiasm when they're on stage. And so I've always felt that watching you as well. And my
Thank
favorite, let me tell you what my favorite thing to watch you do was that dance. James Brown, you remember that?
I was literally just watching that dance the other day in my room.
See, Wish I had the video, because let me tell you something. That right there would get you out of your seat. That
Yeah.
James Brown, honey. Y'all did that. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Now, Zuzu, this platform is for creators and anyone. My thing is, everybody's a creator. Everybody, because we're created in the image of God, and He's the master creator. So we're all creators. But there is something about a creator that is very intriguing, and that would be how you process when you're creating. So tell me, what process do you go through when you're actually either creating dance or cooking or monologues or whatever? What's the process that you go through in your mind, your body?
Okay, well, most of the time when I create is sometimes under like the weirdest circumstances or like the most stressful like circumstances, because I feel like that's like when my creativity is at its highest, rather than me just like chilling in my dorm. It's like when I'm stressed, for the most part, like I'll just be thinking. I'm just like, Zuzu, don't be upset. Just put your AirPods in and like get up and move around the space and just, see where it takes you. And from there, like I just go.
Go
Just
with
let
it.
my
Go with the flow of it, right? Now, let me ask you, have you discovered what your purpose is through your creativity?
Yes.
You have.
I've discovered that for when it comes to acting, my purpose is to be a like spokesperson for those people that can't like say what they really want to.
Yeah.
I've learned that through my writing the essay class at NYU, like because it's connected to our drama classes. So like, just me writing essays and me being able to tell about my story and other people's stories in my life, like, they can't speak for themselves, so I'm helping them. It's just like an outlet, being that outlet for those that can't help themselves. And then for dance, I feel like my purpose is to be like a teacher, honestly, because in New York, I have been teaching like classes,
Really?
Oh,
wow.
Yes, I be teach
Wonderful.
classes for a little pocket change here and there. And, even if they can't pay, like, I won't make them, because we're all students at the end of the day,
Right.
So, like,
That's
I think
wonderful. And you've had some great teachers in dance. Oh,
yeah.
oh my goodness. And even piggybacking off of your high school years. Now, Miss Angie, 80 West, that's already one thing, because they're one of the that's one of the best companies in Douglasville. I will say that.
Yes.
Not just and really not just for the art form of dance, but the collaboration, the family environment. I know my daughter said that's one thing that she really enjoyed about AD West. It felt like a family.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed that as well. Now, when you got to high school, you had an awesome teacher. You remember her name?
Miss Adrian.
Yeah. And I interviewed Bryce Ferris a while back. And so I like to give them shout outs because they had a hand in who you are. They planted some seeds. And so Zuzu, you mentioned that you wanted to be a spokesperson through your writings. And I think I cut you off when you were talking about dance. I apologize. But when you're talking about dance, what is it that you want to do? Did I miss you saying that? I'm sorry if I did. My mind might have been.
No, I don't think you did. I don't think you did. I just, being able to teach to the, not like less fortunate, but like people that can't afford to, go to outside classes. Mm-hmm. Because, outside classes, especially in New York, they're not cheap.
I
So
know.
like
I know.
me just, being that little college student trying to get some little change, make it a little bit cheaper. It's still gonna be like a great experience at the end of the day.
So you're still using what you're created to do in school. And, it reminds me too of two things. What you just said reminds me of two things that happened in my life as a college student. One of them was I wanted to make my own money too. And I I was in the music department, but I also knew how to do hair. I
Yes.
was not a licensed cosmetologist, but all the girls in the dormitory wanted their hair fixed for the low low. So
Yes.
I would
That's
go
how
buy
I do.
supplies. I would even go to the Bronner Brothers hair show, buy supplies, and do hair. On Fridays, I had maybe one class at 8 o'clock, and I would go back to my dorm. I had scheduled appointments, and that's how I got to do a lot of things in Atlanta, Georgia, that most people my age were not able to do. I got to go to the Fox to concerts on a regular basis because I had my own money. So
Yeah,
using your
that is so.
creativity is important when you're in college. And then
Mhm.
something else I thought about when you said making lessons affordable. That was my goal when I started teaching voice and piano. I knew how expensive it was to teach voice and piano. And so I would offer it at $10 per 30
Yes.
minutes. A lot of people thought I was crazy, but I did it, and I'm glad I did it because a lot of children were able to get instruction, music instruction, without their parents being under financial strain. And so I think that is wonderful what you are doing. Now,
Thank you.
Zuzu, let me ask you this. How is it going to college there at NYU?
Okay. Well, it's actually really, really, really good. I like the fact that I'm like away from home, so I'm not like running back every opportunity that I get. And like it teaches you discipline, like, got to be able to save that money and like, stuff like that. Also, I've made like a really good group of friends that are also artists and they're like really, really supportive. So like that also helps.
Mhm.
Those guys are great. But
Yeah,
yes,
I
that
want
also
you to talk a
helps.
little more about that. Actually,
Okay.
um, about making the right connections. That's important when you're off to college or anywhere, making the right connections with the right people. How did you go
Yes.
about doing that as a new student
Oh,
at NYU? Oh my goodness, how did you end up doing?
so I tell you, this is gonna sound kind of crazy because my friends actually like I have one friend at NYU. I have a few of them, but like one consistent friend that like she hangs out with me all the time. That's one of my friends at NYU. My other friends that are artists, they're not in school because they're actually older.
Mhm.
So I met them in Times Square because one day, I was like, I live in New York now. I can go to Times Square whenever I want. So I
Uh-huh.
went to Times Square one day and saw these like street performers. And I was like, wow, this is so cool because they're literally like, they're so great. Like they flipping everything on
Really?
concrete
Oh
though.
my goodness.
Yes, they do everything. So, I just kept going back and going back. And like, I always used to feel bad because I didn't have like money to give them because, I'm a student too, but that's how they make their money. So like, I would try to give them a little dollar here, a dollar here, there. Then next thing I just kept going and we all started talking. And then I ended up bringing my friend that hangs out with me. We all just started going down there and we just started talking. And ever since we met, they've pushed me as a dancer and even pushed me to start doing what they do, but like on the trains. So sometimes I sing on the trains for a little bit of extra
Really?
change.
That is
Yes.
awesome. And Zuzu, does it remind you of those impromptu performances at New Manchester?
Yes, yes.
See,
So,
that's why nothing is done by happenstance. God orders steps, because you all did that at New Manchester where somebody would just break out and start dancing in the cafeteria. Now I know that.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
really like Fame, the show I grew up on. I think that is so awesome. Oh my goodness. So you're getting to experience all of that and forming those connections that are important. And they will probably stay with you for the duration of your life. Those
Yes,
connections that you made in college. Yes, yes. Now, Zuzu, how do you use your imagination when you're creating?
I just let it take me wherever, you know.
Mhm.
I don't really box it in or like try to keep it contained. I just kind of go with the flow and just let it push me to do something, create something great, create something sad, create something amazing, create whatever, however I'm feeling.
I love that. I love that. Now, let me rephrase this question. Do you attribute what you are creating to God leading you?
Yes, it's crazy that you say that because, like, yes, I feel like God is leading me because the craziest part, somebody told me that the other day, like, I was on the subway, I was just chilling, and this man just walked over, like, he was homeless, and
Mhm.
I had like $6 in my pocket, and everybody else was ignoring him, but I was trying to also do some work on my phone. I had some work I had to do, so I was just like, I just kind of gave it to him, not thinking anything of it.
Mhm.
And then he was like, "That's God has called you. Like you felt the Holy Spirit too, and stuff like that." He was just telling me
Mhm.
a lot of things. So it's crazy that you say that because I feel like He is leading me.
He is. I mean, just the part I know from where you were and where you are now and listening to what's going on in New York, he is leading you. And I feel like you had to leave home to experience everything that you needed to experience. I know your mother said, well, she's not coming home for Thanksgiving,
Mm-mm.
but she'll be back for for Christmas. And I said, you know what? She has found her own. I mean, and that's something that's difficult for a lot of young people to do when they leave home, especially go as far as you've gone, way to New York.
Yes.
And being able to form those relationships that you need to form in order to survive, and finding a way to finance the things that you want.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What can you tell some young person out there about financing your dream?
First of all, don't ever be afraid to ask for what you need, if whether that be from your parents or somebody that you can just go to. Don't ever be afraid to ask. Also, don't ever be like, if you ever have to have a like side hustle, don't be ashamed, because some people are too prideful to like dance out on the streets or sing on the trains. But money is money, whether it be $1 and quarters, little $4 and $1 bills. Money adds up. Also save. It's some stuff that you're gonna get. You're not gonna need a lot of things in college. If you save, you will be perfectly fine, and just only buy like necessities. You will be a-okay.
Now,
And get a job.
Zuzu, did you get a scholarship to go to college?
Yes, I
That's what I
did.
wanted you to say earlier. That's when I said, how
Yes.
did that come about? Can you talk about
It
how you got that?
You guys get a scholarship. First of all, just your audition alone, like I'm sure this is for any school, but like your audition alone already gets you into a running for like, many scholarships. So like my audition already gave me like half of my scholarship. And then on top of that is you finding outside scholarships to do, whether it be $100, $500, $200, money adds up. So just do as many scholarships as you can because we don't want no debt, honey.
Listen, I love the way you're thinking at 18. That's one reason I wanted to do this platform so young people all people can hear this, because you can't just go at things and not have a strategy for how you're going to get there. Now, Zuzu, what are your aspirations for the future? I know right now what you're doing is in line with where God wants you right now, and you're working in your purpose, you're working in your creativity. But what are your aspirations for the future?
Honestly, like the way everything is looking now with COVID and stuff, I'm pretty sure everything is going to be virtual, like from now on, like especially in the drama world, like the arts world, period, because now they're figuring out different ways to use technology to make, art better. So, I'm just looking forward to getting back into art for real, whether that be in person or online. I'm looking forward to be doing shows in the future, hopefully. But also, like, my main goal really is to open a studio for really, like, the less fortunate, where I teach dance and drama. Like, it'll be a mixture of, like, we'll have drama classes and dance classes, hire some people to help with drama techniques and help with some dance, and really just great.
Do you think you're going to have to collaborate with others to get that done?
Yes, I mean, everything in the arts world is about collaborating. If you think you can do it yourself, you can't. I mean, some people, get it how you get, but at the end of the day, it's always about collaborating. Because those people, you never know, the people that you meet could be the people that you're going to need one day in order for you to get where you need to go. They could be that step stool that takes you to the next step. So always
There are
gotta.
no big eyes and little U's when it comes to collaborating. Collaboration is just putting together the gifts that each other possess. I just finished up a unit with actually not finished it. We're still in the middle of it, really. A unit of instruction called Creators Network. And so I'm trying to teach my students how important it is for creators to connect, to get a common goal completed. And so that's one thing that I know is so vital that a lot of people don't understand. Zuzu, you might not remember, but when I was younger, during some years back, we had this era of girl groups and boy groups, like New Edition and Destiny's Child. But something happened that took that away. And I'm hoping that your generation will begin to bring things back like that, so that everybody has a role, an important role, functioning in something that's larger than, the smaller picture.
Yeah.
So, Zuzu, if you could tell any young person out there something to encourage them, what would it be? Something for a creator to encourage them. What would it be?
Don't stop. And market yourself. Market yourself at all costs. Like, don't stop. And now, oh my goodness, it's literally so easy to do things now. Like, what people just don't realize that if they market themselves, so many opportunities. There's so many opportunities, especially being in our generation, like with TikTok and Instagram, like, and never stop creating. Like, for me, because I was posting so many Instagram videos of me dancing, I got an opportunity to shoot like I had a photo shoot, somebody DM me and I got to do a photo shoot like a week ago. You know, just don't stop and market yourself.
Market yourself. And Zuzu, did you have to pay any money to market yourself?
No, and didn't.
So there's a way out there. You can, with social media like it is, marketing is free. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's free. Free
You
for
just
the,
have to be
free for the take.
consistent.
And so that is very good advice, marketing. And Zuzu, does it have to be perfect when you do it?
No, as long as you're consistent, it does not have to be perfect. You just need to keep doing it. Don't give up because one looks bad. Just stay consistent. That's how you grow. Like,
that's the key word, consistency. Stay consistent. No one's going to follow someone who does it here or there. Just stay with it. Continue, stay with it. And so that is very good advice for creators out there. Market yourself. It's free. Come on. And stay consistent. Zuzu, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we end this segment, though, I want you to share your Instagram or how people can connect with you or invite you into what they're doing, or if you would mentor some young person that wants to go your route. How could they get in contact with you?
Okay, well, my Instagram is at that girl Zuzu, spelled like Zuzu. So that girl Zuzu. And if you want to get in contact with me, if you just DM me, you know, follow me, I'll follow you back and DM me, and I will totally, I'll totally be there. You know, I'm there to listen, to help. It doesn't matter. I'll be there.
She will. I know that. So out there, come on now. You see how many people are actually walking in their purposes, how many people are using their creativity. And so if you desire to be on this discussion table, feel free to reach out to me at integrativeartscreations.com or integrativearts@att.net is my email address, or we're on Twitter at Arts Integrate, or you can reach out at Instagram with Integrative Arts Creations. There are many platforms, Facebook, Integrative Arts Creations. So if you want to do this, you don't have to be where you want to be. You just have to talk about where you are. We're all aspiring to do better things. Nobody's finished yet. We're all still working. So you're welcome to come on and talk about what you're doing as a creator. Zuzu, thank you again so much for coming. I pray that you stay safe there in New York. Stay up. I know your governor's on it.
Yes, and he is.
He's on it, and I'm glad he's on it. So you just stay protected and safe as you go about using your creativity in the community, helping others. And again, I thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.